Hello everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Okay, let's memories of escape. What am I clicking at now? Oh, these like all the scenes that I can. Hmm. Oh, these are all. Oh, these must be all the escape rooms. Oh wow! So you can just choose like, you know, I'm just gonna jump in and do this escape room again. Oh, huh. Wow. Well, there you go. Okay, how do I get out of that though? Okay, so I'm still missing two escape rooms in, which must come with like the ending, I guess. Oh. Ooh, that was close. That was very close. I almost didn't read that and almost saved over everything. I feel like I'm starting again from scratch. Which is fine. Yeah, this is.
What the?
Yeah, this is the starting bit. I'm sure I chose continue though. Yeah, I can skip this, which means I.
Where am I?
Maybe there's like a clue in the start. Hold on.
Stopped.
These things always have like a clue at the start. Maybe there
Is
was something I
this?
should have kept an eye out for.
That's 5. What's this 5 mean? Ah, won't open.
I mean, is it just starting me from here, or can I just jump straight to this bit? I guess I could just jump straight to this bit, right?
June. So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
What the hell is that?
I still get like shivers from that. See, the first time I did that, like properly just made me. Oh.
Where is it coming from? Could it be? Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try! Damn it!
It won't even budge. Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so. Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out.
It's
Now.
usually like, how thick is this coffin? Surely he can scream or something.
But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Let's look for one.
Ugh, there's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
The first time like I saw this bit, I was like, oh, I wonder if like the banging's Morse code for.
What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Truth had gone, truth had gone, and truth had gone. Anna, now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
What the hell was that? That voice.
What?
What's up?
Huh? Oh, nothing.
Press the buttons. Truth is gone, truth is gone, truth is gone. I hope-
4 3 8 3 4 2.
I really hope the game explains this.
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh. Are those?
1 4 3 8 3 4 2 1. 1 4 3 8 3 4 2 1.
I find it really funny if they add up to 9, like digital root is 9.
No way.
What?
Why are you?
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you. Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well? Oh.
Jeez.
You're back.
Oh, see, this is best ending.
My body's still a little weak.
You're back. You're back. You're really here. You're back.
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Not as though. You did. I really thought you were dead.
Huh?
You jerk. Idiot. Idiot. Idiot.
I see.
Oh,
I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
you know, now that I'm looking at your robe, it's a weird robe,
Yeah.
right?
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room. Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry. There wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then, I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed. But it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why. The corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
Just gonna.
You don't know?
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes. But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red,
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
it was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
I mean, that would make sense.
Means it was.
0.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Why? How did Zero make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit Zero? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing that?
Because of magic psychic powers.
My fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? Also, Snake and Clover have been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died doing it. Morphogenetic field theory. The two murders. Switching clothes. The no-no game. Zero. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped Nightless on this sinking ship. Zero.
But what does it all mean?
If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
I think I've got a pretty strong idea.
We'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going. All right. You guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
Not yet.
Huh?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, Seven, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, alright? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Fine.
Alright, that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
So, we knew that. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. So the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, did he really put one of these bracelets on?
I mean, it would make no sense, right?
Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever. I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
Okay, so we remember from before it was what, number 6? So I'd want... No, not that one. That would be 6, 12, 5, 6, 7. No.
Let's try Snake, Clover, and Cap.
I can't be bothered doing maths.
And Cap's bracelet? bracelet is number 3.
Nope. It.
Then the number isn't 3.
Then let's try Snake, me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 2.
It didn't open.
Cap's number.
Then let's try Snake. If this combination opens,
No, it's not that one either. It's number 6.
It didn't open.
So it's not.
how? Let's try Snake. If this combination,
Or is it 4?
Didn't open.
Cap's number.
how about?
This is complete trial and error.
Combination opens the door.
There we go. That's the one I wanted.
Hey, it opened. The door opened.
What? Why? What does that mean?
Isn't it obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it.
What a twist.
You figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it.
Afternoon, dinner.
What about
Afternoon.
June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped. In other words, June's real number is...
9.
That seems the most likely.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up. Here, look.
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake?
Yeah. 2 of them would. No, okay, all of them apart from. 1
And
would work.
that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 and wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work. If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is
Okay.
2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing? The answer is easy. Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 in Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number, 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equation?
So many twists right now.
This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
Thank you. That is exactly right, Sam. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
No way. Santa is 0?
Okay, I was off. I assumed it was going to be June.
And June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the notary game this whole time.
What about, like, all the other realities, though? Do all those numbers match up?
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is 0, if my hypothesis is correct.
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped.
That looks like a straight path in the flowchart. There are only twists left. Perfect.
That would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case,
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
I'm looking forward to the
Right there.
twists. I've been quite excited since last night wanting to play this, so
Oh. All right. Let's keep going.
I think these stairs go to the bottom deck.
Looks dry.
Let's head down.
Hey, it's a...
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
gee thanks, Clover.
Turn around and go back for now.
Yeah. Hey, another door. And a card reader this time.
It's the Uranus symbol.
This is the place.
Wow!
No, I think I will. I think I will.
It's totally full of books.
The one thing that sort of got me so far is Junpei being able, because again, obviously you know the plot, so I guess he accessed the morphogenic field and he got the, truth is gone poem in his head, and then so he was able to open up the coffin. I'm hoping the game does a good job of explaining his magic powers.
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
All right. If we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key. I say we split up and look for it.
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of time. Hurry.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge. As he began his search for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words float through his mind. I also awkwardly, dreadfully, almost saved over my save file, which would have been a nightmare. Lights to the books, huh? What does that mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. However, about the pages of a book, each page only sees maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader is on to the next. They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in the darkness, yes, but that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say. Yeah, I mean, I might have just been tempted to do that myself. Oh. Let's go down the stairs in it. Oh no, all the... What? Dadkind... Liberkins... Oven... And... Sheldrake. Sheldrake? Isn't Sheldrake... What do you mean, isn't Sheldrake, Owen isn't enough to go on, perhaps? It's about the English Revolution. Oh, Jesus. These people are too knowledgeable for their own good sometimes. There's a small enclosure with 9 sides, and there are 3 of these things that kind of look like music stands. Am I supposed to put something on these stands? Well, obviously there'll be a book. There's a couple of books on the glass shelf. Volume 632415. Okay, well that'll be a clue, I'm sure. Okay, let's go back up. Oh, this book's in Japanese. History of the Medieval Period. Maybe it's about Sir Lancelot. Isn't he just a story? I don't think you're going to find a guy who doesn't really exist in a history book. Kids' books here. Looks like children's stories about Native Americans. Don't you think random books like this are kind of suspicious? Maybe you have to hold on to it. Oh lord, does it actually say cowboys and Indians? It does. Native Americans have... Maybe it's got some... Whoa! Oh my god! What's this? Okay, right. So we need to get... No, it must be Liberkind, surely. only go before. Well, you know what? He's just trying his best. The Theory of Evolution. Yeah, Charles Darwin wrote a book called The Origin of Species. Put forth the theory. Okay, well. Paleontology. Okay, hold on. This book looks suspicious. I guess not. Oh, no, wait, yeah, the same texture's up there. Oh god, there's so many books. Kitab al-Azif. Let's see, the Necronomicon. Oh wow, there you go. This one says the golden rabbit and the moon. Do you mean the rabbit that lives on the moon? Rabbits are pretty cute, but what's the moon stuff about? Hmm. What's the deal with these tales? They're just gibberish. What if we swap them around? I get it, yeah, that's worth a shot. Okay, here we go. Finally a puzzle. I mean, that was probably the easiest puzzle in the game. Guess that turned out well enough. Open here, find bulb. A powerful light bulb. There we go. Okay, that was that one. I feel like we checked all these ones. And those ones. Fundamentals of baseball. Wow. Okay, at least I know now, like, I can probably tell what they look like. So that's easy enough. What's this? Oh. No, okay, I thought that was one of the books with the red spines. I'll just back around there. I guess I'm just back around there. Okay, well I guess we'll head downstairs. Why is that funny? This is an odd library. Prime number. So this is like. Okay, well clearly the person that's obsessed with the Nonary game has like spent a lot of time in this library. Oh, here we go. Tales of Old Japan. Okay, we'll open that up and then. Okay, we need 3 light bulbs apparently. And I've only found 1 so far. Okay. We might be. Oh, no, I want to check. Oh, Why has it? Okay, there we go. It's just taking its time to load. Oof, that worried me there. Was it 632415? 632415. You know, it looks kind of like they rotate the numbers. Six, three, two, 4, 1, 5. There we go. So I don't know why, but I really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever, at least the lock's open now. Let's see if we can get it open, alright? Well, we have our second bulb at least. That's the only other thing that seems out of the ordinary. So there's a note on top of the table that says, lights to the books. Okay, no, well, I have a rough idea of what we're meant to be doing. But there really isn't any other way that seems that suspicious to me anymore. Apart from this one. But it doesn't seem like there's anything I can... That's obviously the end of the puzzle. That's where the Mercury key is. We know that much at least. And that was... A lot of books. Principles of monkey behavior. Correlation of muscle bone density and bone strength. Dissection. Human equilibrium theory. Human anatomy. Blah 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 blah. Where's the last bulb? Hold on, look. Stations of DNA engineering. Okay, I thought that was like a safe there, but I guess not. Oh. How are they meant to know that? That's ridiculous. Okay, this one seems like, so far, it's not been one of the best puzzles. Because a lot of it just feels like trial and error. Just like check everywhere in the library. Let's see. Oh, yes, no, I specifically wanted you to check Sheldrake. Oh, it's Michael Game. Camden.
Sheldrake 5?
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting
Oh, I'd totally forgotten about that.
morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well,
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh.
This Pixel Hunting is... Yeah, no, sometimes like you get that a little bit with Phoenix Wright as well, where there's like some number, it's like, oh, he's got to see like the one bit that's... And like the open here ones were quite obvious, but like that last bulb was not obvious
Very
at all.
well, fine. I'll tell you everything.
Yes, baked beans. We have a bit of a hold on, 2 seconds. My door is wide open, and I'll pop back over. But yes, Snake is alive, and I'll give you a quick recap as to where we are at just now. Oh, that did not mute the microphone. Hold on. So I can't remember, baked beans, where you last were. We've now covered the whole envelope with different puzzles now. Yeah, well, see, I was sure Snake was alive, and then we found him in the bottom of the ship, inside a coffin. We've had. Oh,
But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
hold on. Yeah, so I'm now on the path for the true ending. I managed to get all the other endings. All the other endings are just like painful, and we will die. So not great. But yeah, so turns out Snake's alive. I'm convinced June is Zero. What else did we discover? We discovered that Lotus had. Actually, I will go through everyone. I'll catch you up. So, Ace, number one, very melodramatic. I thought he might be a doctor. Turns out he's the CEO of a pharmaceutical company and is also an evil madman. And he basically created Nonary Games 9 years ago, and kidnapped a bunch of children. So he's pretty evil. Also, he can't recognize people. Like, he just can't, unless you announce who you are. He's like, I don't know who this person is. I've never seen them before in my life. Can't recognize faces or voices or hair or anything. Only clothes. He specifically can only see clothes. It's weird. Snake is alive and is still blind. That was honest. Didn't lie about that. Still being very smug. Santa is really whiny still. Currently on this ending, he's got a gun and he's kidnapped people, and now he's trying to escape with a gun. So we think he might be Zero, but Junpei's not sure, and I'm not sure. Clover went a little bit psychotic, but she's okay now because we told her to be nice, and we gave her a bookmark with a clover on it, and we're like, see, it stands for love and justice. And then instantly she was like, okay, well, we'll be best friends from now on. Junpei turns out he's a genius, but also an idiot at the same time. It's amazing. I don't know how he does it, but he manages to do it. June is probably Zero. Like, probably, I'm pretty much convinced that she's Zero now. Also, we had a flashback where like the two of them were looking after rabbits at their school, and everyone. I think so. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. Like, they had a flashback with June, and all the rabbits in the school died while her and Junpei were looking after them, which is really weird. Seven is a police officer, and he was investigating the disappearance of children 9 years ago. Lotus is a mother of two, and two of her kids disappeared 9 years ago. They came back. Turns out her two kids took part in the Nonary Games 9 years ago. And number 9, it turns out, was probably, like, they've not really stated that right, but I think he was an employee of Ace's, and Ace convinced him to go into the room and then explode, so he wouldn't reveal that Ace was evil. I think Zero has done this because everyone is tied to the Nonary Games in some way. Like, Ace created them. Snake took part in the Nonary Games 9 years ago. I think Santa also took part in the Nonary Games. Clover took part in a separate Nonary Games in Nevada. So the first Nonary Games took part in this boat. Junpei has no connection. June has no connection. That's suspicious. So I think June is one of the kids that went missing. 7 was a police officer who investigated Nonary Games. Lotus had her 2 kids were in the Nonary Games, and she was investigating it. And number 9 works for Ace, so I think he had something to do with them. What we know is that no, I think they are. I think they genuinely are brother and sister. But I think they were like put into separate Nonary Games. To see, because the purpose of the Nonary Games is to see if people can telepathically send messages to each other, to communicate information, which is like, this game started off normal and it has gone full Metal Gear by the end of it. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. We also know that someone died 9 years ago. My current theory is the person that died is either related to June or was the real June, and this one's a fake June who stole all of her memories using telepathy. I think they could achieve the same result just by having them say. Well, that was, so the example of an experiment they give is they put rats in a cage, and there was 2 exits. There was exit B, which was lit up but underwater and electrified, or exit A that was so dark the rats couldn't see it. So like, the rats would keep trying to go obviously to the light and try and escape that way but couldn't. And then after generations, it was as if almost every rat knew where exit A was instinctively, as if they'd just been like telepathically sent this message from all rats. There's also a lot of talk about nitroglycerin and how, like, someone did an experiment where that crystallized differently, and then the nitroglycerin telepathically communicated with all nitroglycerin around the world and then changed it all at once. I don't know how real that is. And now, like, nitroglycerin is always like crystallizing in a certain way. It's very science fiction-y. It's very weird. There's also talk about Ice 9, a type of ice that only melts at 37 degrees centigrade. Now, apparently there was an ancient Egyptian mummy that was frozen in Ice 9, and they took her across the desert, and she didn't even defrost in the desert, and then they put her on the Titanic, and maybe she sunk the Titanic. So she's potentially now on this boat. Because she was frozen, they called her All Ice, or Alice. So she's maybe here. We found some books about her, but it was written entirely in Egyptian, so we could read it. Oh, and also Santa went off on a story about the 2 Santa Clauses, the White Santa and the Black Santa. White Santa gave presents to the good kids. Black Santa played tricks on the bad kids, but his tricks started to get out of hand, so White Santa was like, I've had enough, and murdered Black Santa, and Black Santa's blood went all over White Santa, and that's why Santa Claus is red today. So right, like, everyone was like discussing this stuff, and I'm like, these people are insane. And then now you're just sort of like, yeah, no, Ice 9, it's totally normal. I think that's like every major story beat, to be honest. I don't think there was really anything else that we've learned. June seems to have a weird fever, but it also only really seems to kick in when, like, she needs to do something. Like, you're like, oh, June, we're stuck in a room and we need to solve the puzzle, and she's like, oh, I do declare, and then she like falls over. And then you're like, oh, someone's been kidnapped. June, we've got to go after them. And then she like gets her fever again and faints. And you're just like, all right, cool. So originally, like, I got this ending, but we couldn't figure out how to open the coffin. She's a little bit of a work shy, yeah. We couldn't figure out to open the coffin, so we all died. And then I got this ending where we got the code that had to open the coffin. So then you can come back to this ending, and Junpei from this ending seems to telepathically send the code to this Junpei, so he knows how to open it. That's not been explained yet, so I don't know why that is. And that's basically you caught up.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh, well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
Oh yeah, so my current theory as well is that Zero has brought all these people here to find out the truth behind the nonary games
That's very true.
and the incident 9 years ago.
I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Hey, Snake?
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see.
We were just going to skip over that? Okay.
The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she? At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Also, we only have like an hour left. I don't know if we have time for
There
this.
were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning.
Oh, okay. So Hongo is Ace. We know that from the other ending. Nijisaki, that's Mr. X,
Kubota led the company's research and development division.
and that's Cheese Slices.
Musashido was their majority stockholder.
We've not. Oh, is that the captain? I think that's the captain.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
Why
EDT
did
as well.
rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produce the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye, and through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it.
So we know that Ace can't see faces. I'd love it if the twist is he created this to see if he could try and get faces through the morphogenetic field.
You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstand. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so
This
far?
is insane.
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver.
Just like a
What
brain.
would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
You know what? You might say that, baked beans, but we also had very similar discussions with almost everyone. Like when I went through like the route with June, like we would be like in a freezer, and then she'd be like, "Oh, by the way, have you heard about this strange experiment that happened with water?" And then we'd just go off on like a scientific ramble while we were all freezing in a freezer.
The transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms.
Oh yeah, and this was one that Lotus described to
You
us.
show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total.
I really like to think as a character. He's smug, annoying, arrogant, superior, and he's blind, you know, and never gets like you never get disabled. No, that's true. You never do really get like disabled
For
characters
reasons
in
that were
video
not
games like
fully
this.
understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The
Okay.
information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted.
And again, like, there's only an hour until this boat sinks,
Allows for
Snake.
even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same.
Can you imagine? Like, he just rants us to death.
The children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely?
Because they telepathically communicated information to each other in order to land.
It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in.
I'm so great at playing the piano. Do you want to do it? No. No.
By putting
You do
themselves in
it.
the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were
Also, hold on. If his like left arm is artificial,
Once they
like I
found
assume he can't
solutions,
play with his left
they
hand.
reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic and Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage.
What if the children just figured it out on their own?
Is the simplest explanation I could manage.
Martial artist, acrobatic, musician. What can he not do? Right?
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here.
I'm
and
glad you remembered. And also,
There's one more thing I want to ask you.
Junpei, no.
Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was Akane. That was the girl who died.
She's a ghost.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then who's June? No. It's impossible. It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. Doesn't mean
Surely you should know if your girlfriend has, like, a brother.
someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine. Let's get back down there, all right? I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
She's a ghost. Oh my god, we've been monologuing this whole time, right? And Clover and Seven have not finished this puzzle of just opening the book. That's all it took. So you expecting to tell me that 9 years ago we were supposed to expect Clover to figure out a puzzle and then psychically transmit it to Snake when she can't even pick up a flipping book? Also, like, what would happen if we just opened these books? Like, what would happen like if we first came in here and go, oh, these books look really suspicious, let's move them. Maybe there's a light bulb behind these ones. Oh, we found the switch. There's a keyboard in front of numbers. Oh, Roman numerals. 13, 14, 10, and 13. The keyboard doesn't have any number keys. You can't type stuff like 3 or 4. Okay, hold on. So we oh, we can't enter any number. What do you call these? What do you call these, game? These are numbers. Right. What do we have? 13, 14, 10, 13. What are their roots? 4, 5, 1, 4. What's the root of that? 9, 10, 14. So the root of that is 5. What is if you add all these up? 13, 4, 6, what was that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 0, carry the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. Okay, 5. So 5 is the root. Oh, no. That would have been too simple, wouldn't it have? Oh, we are being raided. Welcome, 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 raiders. I am trying to get the true ending of 9 hours, 9 people, 9 doors. But I'm on another puzzle now. We've been doing well though. Like, we managed to get 5 out of the 6 endings. So what's the hell the point of these Roman... Wait, what is Snake doing? These Roman numerals, if you convert them to... numerals, you have 13, 14, 10, and 13. Yes. But the keyboard only has letters. We can only enter 4 letters. For the letter. Oh, Sugar Bee Timbers. That's what it is. I'm so glad, like, I took a bunch of notes. Like, so I started taking notes. I don't know, you can't really see it on this because it's pencil, but I have like a ton of notes for like all the puzzles. No, it's been going well. I hope things have been going well for you, Faye. Were you? What was it you were playing today? Was it Fall Guys today? I'm going to do a little shout out for you. Right. So, this game loves. This is. Well, this was like I found notebooks, right? But they were all Tristan's notebooks. I didn't want to start writing in them. I felt that was rude to start writing like game notes in his notebooks. So, and then there was like an envelope sitting on the floor, so I was like, yoink, I'll take that. But this game loves hexadecimal. So look at that. See, it does confuse my Tristan when he comes on and I call him Tristan, and then my Tristan is next door and he gets confused to which one I'm talking to. See, the password was dead, remember? Just makes me think whatever's waiting for us isn't that good. So just you guys wait until you see what's waiting, because this game started off as, oh, we've all been kidnapped, and now we're stuck on a boat, and now we're talking about telepathic nitroglycerin. So, we went crazy fast. Come on, we got it unlocked, didn't we? Let's go, hurry up. It's a thick metal door. There's a handle in the middle of it, though. Right, well, use the flipping handle. Okay, only one door opened up. I do apologise.
Alright, this is the next.
Oh, the door!
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
I don't know. Let's see. Damn it. It looks like it locks automatically. Is there any other way out? Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked too. But there is a card reader, right? Yeah. Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave? Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Oh, hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
Don't we have a key card?
Oh man.
Oh no, we used the key card to come in. This room's a mess. Who? Oh, this was like a room where like they designed all the weird crazy puzzles.
No way.
Real?
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer. I rather doubt that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it.
I hope everyone who has came in from the raid has been well.
All right then, let's begin.
Oh, we've went straight from one puzzle to the next puzzle. Got bits of, yeah, no, this is interesting, this room. And there was also like an artist table there, so clearly this was like where they did some designing. Yeah, that's like the... Hey Junpei, isn't that a nautical table? Yeah, I feel I've seen this before. Oh, is this going to be like a I hope you remember all the puzzles? Because it's time to bring out your best skills. Right. Well, I guess he could just aimlessly move his hands around until he finds something and just everything he picks up. Is this a key card? Is this a key card? Is this a key card? But you know what? Like, at least he's convincing us to help. There's a pile of crap everywhere. Man, this is a mess. It's so messy, I don't know where to start. Some of this crap... some of this looks familiar. You don't flippin' say. I think a lot of these parts are of the puzzles we solved in other rooms. If that's true, then this room could be Zero's laboratory. Perhaps Zero would... Oh. Puzzles. Yep. Okay, anyway. Well, I don't know what that's for. Or this. I don't have anything for that. The monitor is part of this machine. It's really dim though. It's got a map of the world on it, but I can barely see it. Junpei, looks like a compass on here. Ah, yeah, now I get it. What do you mean? I guess you weren't near Clover, but I solved a puzzle like this in the wheelhouse. I think I should do the same thing here. The same thing. The important part is the nautical table we just found. I just have to match up the directions of the compass to the lines of the nautical table. I used the steering wheel in the wheelhouse, but this time I'm just going to use the wheel attached to the side here. Okay then, show me now. Of course. Maybe I have to run through the instructions. It looks like this will probably work the same way as the steering wheel in the wheelhouse did. If I just touch the directions I want it to turn in, the compass will turn that direction. I just got to press stop when the compass is pointing where I want it to go. Betting something will happen if I can do it right. Well... Okay, I need to figure out where we start. I assume we start there, right? Because there's no arrow there. So that I hope you were paying attention, room. The answer to that is no. So that's looks like it's south, west, southeast, northeast, east, north, east. Okay. So I want to go south, west, southeast, northeast. Oh, I said stop. Did I have to start again from the beginning now? Southwest. Southeast. Northeast. East. North. East. You did it, Junpei. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Oh my god. Clover, no, stop. Okay, so open. Something came out. Oh yeah, I heard a noise too. You know that big box in the hole by the exit? I think it made a noise. Like something unlocking, you know. A noise, huh? Okay. There's a big... Was there a big box by the exit? I don't remember seeing a big box. Okay, we'll come back to this area later. Is this what she meant? There's something written on this piece of paper. It looks like we've got 3 sheets of stuff. Okay, what was this? Oh my god, more Morse code. Oh. Hold on, 2 seconds. I had forgotten that I'd left like Audacity up, and I think it's causing like problems for my PC. Okay, well clearly I need to get all 4 emblems for there. Right, okay, well where's the next puzzle then? Oh yes, this puzzle, okay. There are 15 cells, so I just need to have everything add up to... Hey Junpei, I found a piece of paper under this thing. You want to take a look at it? Do you think it has something to do with the puzzle? A piece of paper Clover gave him. There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs. Now look, just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle, the screen somehow. Thanks Clover, this really helps. Hehehehe. Alright, let's go back and try again. Anyway, it looks like I need to make all the cells all green. Okay, and that's just to do with like hexadecimal again. So, what is L? L is 21. F is 15. Yeah, so 21. So B plus 9. Oh, but those don't add up. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's like this light puzzle. Woohoo! Okay, that was just chance, that one. Like, when you're embarrassing me. Don't get cocky, kid. Alright, thanks, Han. Let's let open. Something came out. Okay, so now we have 2 of the emblems. Is there anything else here? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, what about this puzzle here? Whoa. Huh? What's this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I first came into the Morse code puzzle back in the communications office. Morse code? Yeah, the dots on here look a lot like the Morse code. There are 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, 1 on the last. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you should give it a shot anyway. Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. If I just tap the button, I'll enter a da. If I hold the button, I'll enter a da. Once we enter our answer, it will automatically determine if you have the correct answer or not. I can also switch through the code sheets I've got by touching the 3 icons on the top right. Well, how do I know? Okay, no, I get the instructions, but how am I meant to know what to enter? Okay, 2, 4, 1. Which one? Okay, which letters have 1? E and T. Okay, so we can figure that out, right? It's going to be a 3-letter word. And only E and T have 1, so it has to end in either E or T. Okay, we can logic this out. And the top one has 2, so that's either M, N, A, I, M, N, A, I, M, N, or A, I. And then 4 is every other letter. So what 3-letter words is there? Welcome, 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 Aclos. We are at the Zelda Final Dungeon aspect of this game, where it's like, hope you remembered how to beat all the other dungeons before, because now we're giving you a test of skill. 3-letter words. That is definitely. Yeah, 2, 4, 1. What was the No, reset. We'll come back to this. Oh, holy shit, it's pretty damn creepy. There's a coffin in here. A coffin, a coffin. Oh man, does Seven think? Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am. No way, could this be... I'm sorry, but what's going on? It's a coffin. I wonder if there's a vampire in it. Right, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story. Oh, that's right, there's going to be a creepy frozen mummy somewhere. Well, anyway, let's have a look around. All ice. Ah, there are 2 machines. Holy shit. Man, this is serious. Oh well, let's open it, shall we? Clover, can you give me a hand? Okay, I got it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ha! No, look, it doesn't seem like it's ready to open. Yeah, but it's not like it's screwed shut or anything. Yes, I believe it's locked some other way. Seven, do you think you could open this with your superhuman strength? No, what's wrong? I think I'll just pass on this one, okay? Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. Is it actually true? Okay, well, I thought that would be where the last puzzle was, but I guess not. Okay, we've got the Morse code machine, I guess. We'll come back to that in a minute. Maybe there's... no, there's another puzzle here. Okay, well, I clearly have to figure this one out. Oh. Okay, we can do this. Figure out what's supposed to enter here, Jimpy? It looks like there's supposed to be a word that has 3 letters. So they're made up of 2 symbols, 4 symbols, and 1. No, I want to check my files. No, I guess not. There's nothing special on these. But how are you, Aklos? Hope you've been well. Puzzle was oh flippin' eck, man. Flippin' eck. Now it's obvious. Why didn't I see it? No. Ah, damn it. I already instantly pushed the wrong one. I'm a bit annoyed that it's like just spelled it out to me, but the answer was ice. How'd you know? All I had to do was listen to the sound the machine made. After that, it was a trivial matter to decode them. Ah, yes. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device. So what, he just instantly knows all Morse code as well now? Wait, it's just a box. It's just a box. Holy shit, this is a coffin. You know there's going to be something horrible in there. I just know it. Okay, okay. Deep breaths. Here we go. Oh man, there's nobody in there. Yeah, like it'd be nice because like I would just want to double check. Even if like it let me check my files. Like that's what I was wanting to try and do, but I also had to back out to see if there's anything that I missed. Nobody was expecting something to be in there. It's a long story. Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in here though. Well, 2 things actually. What is this? There are 2 things at the bottom of the coffin. Well, yes, pick them up. Looks like a plate with an emblem on it. The Neptune key. Yes, we finally found it. Now we can get through the hallway. That's correct, Clover, but we need to get out of this room first, you know. Yeah, I know. Nothing's happening. Wait, what's Snake doing? I feel the symbols engraved on each indentation. On the upper left is the steering wheel symbol. The upper right is the cross symbol. The bottom left is mysterious circle symbol. And lastly, the waffle pattern is engraved in the bottom right indentation. Additionally, each symbol seems to have been given a number. 1 steering wheel, 2 cross, 3 mysterious circle, and 4 waffle pattern. Perhaps we need to insert them in that order. Let's see, steering wheel, cross, circle, okay. Whoa, wait a minute, we've got something in the monitors at least. What's that? It looks like some kind of puzzle. Those are the rules. Here, I'll read them out to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected and it'll be indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting that area will cause the ball to move to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls to a single area. Press the check button. The digital route of the balls in the area must match the number for that area. That's it. I still don't really get it. Whatever, let's see. Practice makes perfect. Let's give it a shot. What you mean practice? Oh, the... See, I'm so used to just saying that. I didn't even pay attention. Right, okay. So I need to make... What, 6 and 3? Let's, okay, right. Three, 2, 5. Okay, 3, 2, 5. Right. So where did I put in there? 8. Oh, right. Okay, that's what I need to do. Right. And then 3 would be 7, 13, so that'd be 4. What's 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 10, 21. Okay, so each time it gives me less balls. Okay, we can figure this one out. This seems easier. Yeah, because now I lose the 1, so I can't use that. Oh, it needs to be 3, doesn't it? Well, it needs to be high numbers then. Not high numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 5. No, hold on. 6, 7, 8. That'd be 2. What about 8? What's 8 plus 5? Is 13. No, because I'll go to 20, that makes my root 2. How do I get a root of 1? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 9, 10, 11. That'll be 2. Now let's do 7. No, 1's going to be the hardest one. Clearly I need to get 1 somehow. Right, how do we get to a root number of 1? We would need to have either 1 or 10. How do I get to 10 with 3 numbers here? I assume... Yeah, I can't use that number. Right, okay. Oh! Hurdy-gurdy-gur. I used that. That was so silly. And then I need to get to 16 here. And that would be... Oh, it'll have to be all these, right? Okay, so... Well, it has to just be It's not like the last couple. I think it's probably the last one. Once you solve this puzzle, I'm sure something will happen. But how? If it needs to be free, we only have... seven, 8, 9... There's something in the drawer.
A picture. What the hell is this? This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters.
Called it!
He had the zero bracelet on his left arm. And the second
I still haven't figured out how I just knew the answer to that. Was that the morphogenetic fields? Like, is that how I just knew the answer to the last one? Like, I couldn't figure that out. I just knew somehow.
Here's the ninth man. The one with bracelet number 9. He died after he went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit. Man, that's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the ninth man and Cap too. And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
You say Ace is in that picture?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently, though. Ace, the ninth man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Ah, so the ninth man...
I should play through this about 6 months ago. That last puzzle was we put all 5 on one side and they couldn't work out. They freed them in 30 minutes. We're so angry. Well, I'm glad I was able to figure it out, but I don't know. It was literally an epiphany. Like, I was just doing it and I was like, well, wait, what was if 9's blank? And I just tried it, and I have no idea why I thought to try that. Like, genuinely, no idea. I was like, let's just try that and see what happens.
Yeah. Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy. He's got kind of long hair. He looks...
I think it was telepathy. I think someone just projected the... I guess, like, if enough people have played this game, I'll just know the answers.
He's the only one I don't recognize.
What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
Back?
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
I think it was. I think the game might be onto something.
Praying for the success of the Nonary project. With Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido.
Then the 4 men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago. That means Ace, the ninth man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this. It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be. Why? Why am I not surprised?
Because you've already been down this route.
Someone in charge of the Nonary project. But why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
Right? Like, well done my great-great-great-great-grandkids.
Ah.
Profiting off of my telepathic
I
abilities.
understand now. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is... Hongo?
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told him. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada, but Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Hey, Junpei, you think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
Hongo, Kubota, Nichisaki.
I think finally he's getting his memories back.
Shido, Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido. Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it. Just be quiet. I'm this close to remembering. This close. Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Notary project. Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back.
Finally, about
I remember
time.
what happened before I got snatched.
What?
Let me tell you what happened. Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo from the right. The other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. And Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean.
I'm glad everyone's like as dumb.
Why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, alright?
Short version, huh? Alright, fine. Give it a shot. No promises, though. I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type.
Alright,
I
okay.
hold my own code, because I think that's right, doing what you're told. That's why I followed my gut that night. The slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck. I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. My investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement there. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried, no doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand. Don't move. I felt metal touch the back of my head. Drop the gun.
That's the ninth man, I believe.
Kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it too. Just tie an anchor to your feet. No one would find you for a week. What you want? The fish here would love a meal. I kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle. A drug? That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor.
How much time do you think they have left before this boat sinks? Like 10 minutes?
Shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once-over of the room. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy.
Oh yeah,
Seen
also,
countless times as a cop.
for people who didn't see this episode, this is one of the alternate rooms that you can pick, but this always ends in a bad ending if you come here.
Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall.
You can bring Seven here and he gets his memories back in that ending route, but then you'll die. So, rip.
I pushed and pulled on it, but it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed. And sat down. Huh. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Oh. No, it was several. I hear 5 or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it.
I like how he asked for the short version of this. This is not how you tell a short story.
I hauled on the thing and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? And then what my inside man told me popped into my head. Tonight, a ship is set. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Did I fit?
Probably not.
Stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then,
What's with grates like in these air vents always being ridiculously huge? I mean, this guy's already huge as is.
yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face. So I wiped it off and crawled inside.
Like, that was a detail that did not need to be added to the story for the short version.
So it was tight. I had a wriggle on my belly. Wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, there was a voice.
Right? The real bad is when the characters don't give you the short versions.
What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices. A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror. And all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant vacuum, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome on top. There had to be about 9 walls, all the same size. And the ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down. There they were. The kids I'd been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent. For the moment, from surprise and fear. Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when you're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there, frozen. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others. Private school uniform.
Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kinda cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there.
He had
I'll
an
be right back.
epiphany, one might say.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I try to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, all right? I'll be back. I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of it, but I had a plan. Needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope.
How did you do all that in 15 minutes?
Got the job done. All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right.
Huh. Wait a sec. Something. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door.
He was in the middle of explaining.
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
Okay, so 10 minutes. It took him 10 minutes to run all the way back through the air duct, rip up his bed sheets, and then come back with a rope.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here.
Right. Grabbed onto the rope. First one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. Boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. Boy in the uniform, the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when it was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened. A man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaru Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope.
What a reaction.
He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me.
Oh my god.
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me. No point to going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left.
Just add as many 9s as you want. I mean, everything in this game rolls down to number 9.
Down.
I'm surprised there wasn't a 90-foot duck.
Already nodded, took turns
Duct.
sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes. And a device next to it on the wall. Plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there,
Yeah, that's not good.
that meant we better. We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door. Hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell them twice. Up and up and up. Feet pounding the steps. Our arms pumping fast. We went round, round, round. Devils on tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane. Strange. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too. So did the other two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
We turn to go. Hey kid, wait! Damn it, I said wait! I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck! I spun around to the boy in the jacket. The girl with the ponytail. I'm going after him. You two keep going, alright? Got it? The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. The boy.
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded.
There are only 9 steps.
Ran all the way to the bottom.
I mean, it'll probably be like, what, 9 times 9?
Connie was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly,
Help me! Somebody help me!
we heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm. Was forcing her into the incinerator. Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please! Let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You're too late, idiot! Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her. Still fighting into the incinerator. Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door.
I'm really confused as to what, like, the part of this telepathy experiment that involves him having to burn the kids.
Then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But
Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
he started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
The voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What can I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Well, the rats had to go through, like, the drowning bit and then were electrocuted. Were they electrocuted to death? That seems a bit harsh.
Place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
You fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please! Please help me! I'm really, really scared! I don't want to die! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be alright. Figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay?
Like,
You hear me?
you just,
I promise.
sometimes you need a countdown to a countdown.
Listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. We could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
What happened then?
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. Think I want to remember that?
Then,
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really?
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. we heard something burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened.
So no one actually saw her die.
The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki. You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective.
Ooh, so many twists.
I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Well, I guess I believe you. Alright, let me ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice was
Right,
entirely different.
there is a queue going on here, so who knows what this conspiracy is.
Exceptional hearing.
Oh my god, even at this time he's just like still need to get that smugness in.
As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi.
What do you mean by what door?
Akane Kurashiki, Jun's brother? There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like a lot.
I mean, maybe you should divulge some information here, Junpei.
One thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
What?
Come on, man. What kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
You loser.
Go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, alright? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the...
Well, we found like a dead body that had exploded in the shower room, and there was blood everywhere. It was that guy with the
person who
the rose
conducted the
lapel.
actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's
There you go.
assistant.
That's his splattered remains.
Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes,
Yep,
Right.
the next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
the person who planned the Nonary project.
In other words, Ace.
What?
What the hell's going on?
There's a time limit, guys.
6 a.m. Our time is up.
Bad end.
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
Zero. God damn it, Zero's just screwing with us, isn't he? Well, what's been added? Oh, a picture taken 9 years ago. Oh, wrong way. Right, like, they could have picked up this key card, went through this, opened this up, and then had this conversation as they were walking. They'd have to all just stand in a circle.
I think the shaking stopped.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger. You're right. Let's hurry.
This exit needs the Uranus card too. Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know. All right, it's open. Let's go. Okay, Neptune Key. Let's see if you work. Yes! Huh, I think it unlocked.
It says incinerator, so this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
I mean, it looks like the same as the other
Must be a
side.
lever near the door. Yeah, right here. Pull that and the door should open. Got it. Let's go.
Just casually running into the incinerator.
What the hell is going on? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
Santa.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
What? Isn't that obvious?
I took the gun.
Like, a way to reuse this from the other ending.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
You have me at a disadvantage. And I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me.
He knows it because of magical telepathy from the other endings.
It's time for me to go. First is 1. Give me your hand. 8. And with this, 9.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won this game. I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is. What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait!
No, that's quite right, Eclipse. You're allowed to lurk.
Why isn't it opening? One more time. Now open! No! What is this? Why?
I do recognise the voice, but I can't quite place it.
Digital root should be 9. It has to be 9. Then why? Why isn't it opening? Now!
Oh, yeah. No, that's quite right, Eclipse. You feel free to lurk and just contribute when you want to contribute, or don't contribute if you don't want to contribute. Lurking is totally fine. Like,
Oh, that was close.
you're right, he is Joseph Joestar.
Thank you, Seven.
That's where I recognise him from.
Don't mention it. Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. If a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait.
From the dead man switch.
Oh, right. You don't know yet. Alright. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital route, which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before.
Yeah, this is when the game gets too big brain. A little bit.
You needed to silence him.
Do you know what it really should have done though? Is should have had like a best alternative ending, right? Where I'm able to use my telepathy to let Junpei at the start know all this, so he can save Kubota.
But last, and perhaps the most
And we can have a travel with cheese
You
slices.
used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki, chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki? Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me.
So that bit we don't know. Like, what we know from the other ending is that Nijisaki, or Mr. X as they called him in that ending, because we hadn't got all the information, was dressed like Snake, and like when Ace tried to speak to him, he seemed almost like he'd been drugged, and then put in there. But we don't know, we still don't know exactly how, like who took Snake and put him in the coffin, and who took Snake's clothes. I got all the other endings. So this is like the the last time you got pool party.
I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him.
So none of the endings so far. I think this is like what the true ending. So none of the other endings explained exactly that.
Your weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red. Verified your own number and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed.
Yep, knife and axe ending.
And poor Nijisaki was dead.
And that they end exactly how they sound.
And you mean to say... Snake is still alive?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man. But I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. You remember what you said.
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the nonary project. Of course you would have known the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took, and then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
How did he cover up the blood? There's been a lot of blood splatter from that.
Could you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest?
Oh my.
You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after.
There was a true secret behind Mr. Bad
The
Touch.
true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate. But what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace, Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it. But why?
Because of this.
I mean,
Just read it.
if that had been how this went, that would have been a very different visual novel.
There are two ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. Zero.
When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan.
I take it no one else went through door 1 in any other endings.
For me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him.
It's interesting how he can recognize confusion, but not recognize people's hair or voices.
Yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do.
Yeah, by manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki. No doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you.
Well, no, I knew Zero did everything, but like we don't have like a full explanation as to how. Like when did Zero be able to go, oh, I'll just run over here, whoop, whoop, spot-a-doo, whoop.
But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After After all, the person who planned the notary game this time around was Zero, and Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurishiki. I was one of the kids in the notary game 9 years ago.
But who's
Maybe-
Canny then?
So did Snake over there. But there's one thing. Nah, I guess there's two things you got wrong. Number one, I ain't Zero.
What?
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero,
I mean, it's quite obvious.
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say two things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this notary game happened. That's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the notary game. To save someone.
save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane.
What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurishiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw... What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurishiki? Ugh. Oh, my head. Oh, my head. It feels like it's gonna pop.
Seven! What the hell is going on?
I don't know. I just... Oh! I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode!
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For two organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducting.
Good lord, what's going to happen next?
There were two separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones in the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed in the Gigantic with the receivers, like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside down Y. The river flows through the top of the bottom from a single stream of 2 branches. It only flows in one direction, it can never flow backwards. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backwards. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about the downstream in the future. The people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river, but I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens at either fork of the river, even though people on either fork would know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the 9th letter in the alphabet, but I am also 0. Sure. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0. Not yet, perhaps. You could say I am less than 0. Oh, I, the imaginary number. 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. What is going on right now? Where did you go?
Santa!
Why is Clover? Oh shit.
Freeze.
Santa's got the gun! Why did they make him Santa? Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he turned the tables on Ace though. Wonder how he likes having the gun on his head. Sure, this isn't about. Sure, isn't about to take that gun off him any minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either. He just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but
What's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
he can't get through any number of doors for just 2 people. What the hell is he thinking?
I tell you, I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
That's it? That's all he's gonna give us? What the hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. Now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven-Headed's gone. Seems to be alright. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if the door still opens.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
You mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
No, you can't be serious.
Oh, but he is. Shit, we gotta do something. Maybe we can still get out through the 9 door. There's the red. Yeah. Alright, we can do this. I just gotta... No, it's not gonna work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open that door. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 26. 2 plus 8 equals 8. Is there any combination that will work?
Can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Sure, why not? I don't think I'm going to need them ever again. That's dark. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. Looks like she's writing equations, a lot of them. Huh? Oh man, she doesn't look very happy. What? Hey, don't need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez.
Doing, Clover? Give me that.
Alright, at least Seven's got away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see.
What? There's no other way.
Lotus. Looks like she's figured it out though. Man, this is just too cruel.
Got Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
I mean, originally at the start, yes, but now, no. Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did.
If you're not... Look, it'd be bad, alright?
For a cop, she doesn't have much confidence.
Yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of story.
7.
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can see you're about to cry.
That being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Huh?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace? I couldn't, see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier, at the red.
Yeah.
Where is June gone? Like, why does no one else notice that June's just not here anymore?
What is this?
Was June ever here? No, but other people commented on June. June was definitely here.
It has to be 9. Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see. Why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot.
Yes, that is what I said.
What if it's not 9 though?
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital route was 9.
I could smell what he was doing. Like a snake.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
Shit, if we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we could get to that whole 7 popped out of 9 years ago. All we can do is stand in here and stare at this door with a 9 on it. I guess that's it. This is the end. I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums, I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. Oh, this is so weird. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field set, we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. There was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off in the ship where we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him and we became one inside of Junpei. Somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in two realities at once. One was the present and one was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as two movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually it became difficult to separate them and determine which movie was which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on, over here!
I was gonna say, that one was a lot like Lotus. That's probably Lotus's daughter. Come on over here, that was my brother Aoi, it was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age. We ran down the long straight hallway and burst into a large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got into a fist fight. A girl was watching and began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It had been 2 hours since the No Game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. Oh my god, his name is Light? Wow. Subtle. 9 years later, we would call him Snake.
Everyone, could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down, and we gathered around him.
Little sister, she's very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q, and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
Is her name just actually just Clover? As he spoke, he pulled something out from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers.
Give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is, well, it is difficult. But my sister needs a
So difficult, but me, I can do it very easily.
how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate.
Wait, that means Clover is 18.
Every
Not a
one of
child
them
at
has
all.
a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have
You
to
always have permission to ideas, that's quite alright.
If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way.
No, but those are the 4 things that Santa hates.
On the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck. Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Never forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes ago was gone. We were calm. No, that's quite alright. That's quite alright. I wasn't sure if you were missing it, and I was worried that you might have missed some of it. If I had something to remind me spending time with Snake, I'd hate it too. Fair. After that, we ran around the ship for a little while longer, opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with number 9 on it. I also love this idea, like, that these puzzles were simple enough for kids to solve. As part of my community, I'm thinking of slowly creating a Nintendo Stream team. I want to join one, and I can't find any, so I want to create the thing out. Yeah, that's exactly what to do. If you want to create opportunities, then you, like, if you can't find it, make it. That's what they say, right? We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked up, like an upside down funnel. For some reason, this one had a number 9, but for some reason the room had another number 9, but this time only 1. Oh, okay, so I didn't realise you need to be a partner to make a team. I just assumed you could just do it. But there was only 1 door, I meant only 5 people could escape.
There aren't any other doors.
He began to panic. Then, as if things had gotten bad enough already,
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
that's true. You can toast that bird in the community now. That sounds like a good idea.
Place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
My brother Aoi swallowed hard and answered.
This room is gonna burn.
Burn!
Plaque on the door says incinerator, and a voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
No! Help me!
Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him Seven.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
I mean, if you can figure out a path to partner, then please let us know. But I'm happy I'm happy as is with my stream now, so... But being partner would also be nice. Being partner probably has, like, its... Oh god, I just realised that the top corner says Akane Vision. Love it. This happened as Seven said it did. The four of us had stayed behind, were saved by Seven. We crawled through the vent, away from the incinerator, and slid down the hole. We came to the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door, the double-sided doors, we went through those and we began up to run up the spiral staircase. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Aoi, Snake, and Seven. The other children, the ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering them on. No, well, exactly. If you don't dream big, then what's the point of dreaming? We ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upwards like a tornado. Eventually I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time, see if they caught up. That's when I realised
Where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
I knew if I had it with me when we pressed through the vent, then had I dropped it when we slid out. I had to go back, I had to, but I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me, I was sure of that. Oh my god, she did it for jumping? No. I didn't stop to think, I simply moved. I ran into the central hole, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship. I hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt the rush of winds as they ran past me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down, and finally I reached the bottom of the deck. I ran to the hallway and looked around frantically. It was just then, where I thought it was under the opening event, I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back through the stairs in freedom... Yep, it's all Junpei's fault. The doors in the center opened and the man stepped out. It was Hongo. Gentaro Hongo. 9 years later we would call him Ace.
How wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. He looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 9 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
That was the edge of insanity in his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
Stop! Let go of me!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo.
Do as I tell you.
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Somebody help me!
Then suddenly, the door to the stairs flew open and my brother Aoi burst out of it. Oh my god, this is just like a proper novel right now. Behind him came Seven and Snake. He cried my name again and leapt forward to Hongo.
You came back!
Yes, no, we've been over this just like an hour ago. Hongo threw the full weight of his arm, pulling us towards the incinerator. And the force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked towards the open 9 door. Hongo stood between between it and me. Behind him, I could see my brother, his fists clenched, but those fists never reached Hongo. With the cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically. His face registered that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away, walked to the red, sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them in front of the scanner panel. The asterisks appeared in the red. He checked the screen and then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all. He walked past me as though nothing more than the rock on the roadside. A few moments later, the 2 doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around. Yada yada yada.
Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door, a worried, frightened voice. My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Incineration will begin in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Holy shit, man, I knew what I was going to say, but this is one hell of a creepy voice.
It's starting. Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiment. You aren't making any sense.
One mood.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise. I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
But
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn.
what kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means.
Well,
God damn it. Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7. Figure this out.
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing.
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
There isn't anything like that.
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor, it's moving. What else can I say but...
What's that?
what is that?
What else could I say? The floor opened up and the machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer, at least it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off, even as more took their place, and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass drenched in tears. All I can see of the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but I can't. But seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay.
Incineration will
I don't know why they didn't just voice this segment. Like, he could have internally monologued voiced it, so I didn't have to read it all out. It's only showing up now, and it's got to be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Hey, roll tensely. Isn't you get to shove people around?
Turned on. There's nothing on the screen though. This is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it?
Sure, I'll just push buttons and all that. Well, at least there's something on there now. That's what's on the screen though.
What's up?
It looks like some sort of puzzle.
It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. The numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle,
The incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
Alright, puzzle, how do you work? Man, goddamn voice again.
Incineration will begin in 13 minutes.
Shit, 15 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Junpei had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot. as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice.
What are you doing?
It was muffled and I turned around. Pressed against the window of the entry door was a face, a frightening evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do.
He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
Oh, really? But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart with the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back hot tears.
Terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty, you see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man. If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets onto the red.
So you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Hey, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. I ran to the door with the 9 on it. I grabbed the red with my hand and the scanner on the panel.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
You did say you have to solve the puzzle. Girl, come on.
I told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a
He's
few
so
minutes.
evil. So needlessly evil.
It'll be very painful.
Like, you just can't differentiate between actual monkeys and people. That would be an interesting disability.
10 minutes.
I was crying great gulping sobs, broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me a tremendous weight. Somehow, I forced my shaking legs back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out.
What was I going to do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts. All I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms would start doing it random then, hen. My blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot, so hot, I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my head around the thing that I came to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight, both hands in prayer. Right? Like, everyone just spends too much time, like...
Jumpy!
Oh my god.
Please help me! Jumpy!
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
Silver and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake had an idea though. Clover's looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here?
Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Fuck. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy?
I spun around. I heard, oh my god, they're talking across time. He wasn't in the room, of course, but I heard it so clearly, like he was right there. I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
That's her, she's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Are you in the incinerator right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant.
There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Jumpy, we don't have time!
As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it!
And I do. I get everything now. At last I finally understand what all this means. I know why the No Lunar game was held today. Oh, Jesus, this is ridiculous. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god, this is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is, Zero is, Akane. Okay, I wasn't sure if we would so probably took about 7 minutes. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. So I guess she like... But she clearly disappeared from the incinerator, which means currently in this timeline, like we didn't save her and she died, but we're still here. She's created a fucking time paradox. Like, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that she would solve it and then send it to him, and he'd be alright, okay, cool. Some sort of insane plan. I will save her. I will save her. Akane Kurashiki. I must save her no matter what.
Incineration will begin in 6 minutes.
Jumpy!
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, alright? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, alright? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered. You don't have a few minutes. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with the feelings of him. Oh, I love that. It's just like, as hot as this incinerator was, he was hotter. Snake talking to him about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry Lotus, I don't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologise later, alright? Okay, let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over the grid. I think the panels are out of order. So I should just switch these around. Syria isn't going to accomplish anything, I'll just have to try it.
Think of what I did all those times before.
I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Was it his own mind though? Or did future Junpei send the answers to past Junpei using psychic transmissions? I like how the hint, when I pressed hint, the numbers appeared in empty spots on the grid. They're all single digits. I get a feeling that the numbers change when I switch out the yellow squares. Denny, no! No, Denny, that was rude. How am I meant to do like 3 minutes of this blindfolded? Right. Do you want me to actually do it blindfolded, or are we gonna... Because I will attempt it blindfolded. It'll be a mess, but... Square at the bottom. Why does it stay blank when I press hint? Well, square at the bottom. Oh, that one. Can I, like... I don't understand this. Oh. Okay, so you add up the numbers, and then you get the root. So this isn't a spoiler, but pay attention to the puzzle when you finish. Oh god damn no! I need to transmit the answers to Akane. Oh no! Thank you. Okay, right. So yeah, that's like the root number, right? 18. Yeah, so that's the root number. I assume I need to make all the root numbers equal to. No. What was S? Oh my god, this is too complicated. Let's reset it. Okay, yeah, now I need to make them all 9. Okay, what does that? I don't think there's much I can really do with that. No, surely there must be, because they're all close to being 9. So I feel like there's a very obvious word that the letters could spell. I mean, is there? As the word roost. I mean, the rest of them are all almost 9. I just need to figure out what goes in here. Oh. Are they all meant to be 9, or have I just conveniently managed to somehow get them all be 9s? I'm going to take a picture of this just to be on the safe side. I switch 3 and 5, the number increases by 2. I bet the hint just adds the surrounding numbers. Alright. Cool, but to what end? Well, I have password, but so this puzzle up top. But I need to make all the digital roots the same. But what number? Switching at the yellow. Right, okay, hold on. $25, $10, $28, $28, $32, $24, $27, $13. Right, I mean, this is a ridiculous puzzle. Like, oh, you gotta figure it out. How do you figure this out? This is impossible. Like, this is not something you can do in 7 minutes. Like, this would make more sense if, like, there wasn't a time limit for Junpei, but he knew he had to, like, solve it to save Akane. Like, they still got the threat of death there. But then he could solve it and just send it back to her at any point in time. One plus 8 plus 7. So I need to make them all 7? Well, I have a feeling I need to make them all 7. Wait, hold on, what am I doing? Oh, you're the problem. What's O? Oh. I mean, this is just trial and error right now. What's W? Okay, right, so I can just add... So what? 4... I need something that adds up to 3. What is R? 9. The end of the letters add up to 3. Oh. No. What about S? No, S is 9. I feel like I'm so close. But I'm also just not. Okay, that's what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. 1, is it 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So what's that? 10, 16, 17, 18, 19. No. Well, I need to add to 19 to get 25. 6. How do I get 6? One of the letters gives me 6, doesn't it? O. The letter O's up there, I only have one O. I know, like, I was so close, but like, I don't need to get 7s. Wait a second, when everything's in the original spot, something lines up at the bottom of the... Okay, no, we get that. We get that. It's password. Password gives me a root of 7. I need to make them all 7 somehow. This one can't move, so I think we should start around this one. Right. Correct me if I'm wrong. So at the bottom, if the word spells out password. If you convert that into numbers and get the root number for password is 7. Which means I need to make all of these line up to 7. So now I just need to reorganize these until they can make with 7. I can't move 1, so I should start by trying to rearrange the numbers around 1 to make 7, and then work my way out from there. Right? Or just need to spell password out on this. Okay, I'm wrong. I mean, I've got no clue then. I'm getting too confused. I should reset. A clean start will clear my head. Maybe I can figure out the answer that way. I need to find the password. I found the flipping password! The root for password is 7, isn't it? I've done both halves of the puzzle. I just haven't put them together. Wait, so one half is finding out that the word is password, right? And getting the root for that. And then what's the other half then? Do I need to have the word password down here and then have all these be numbers? Oh no, I didn't pay attention.
Yes, that's it. Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did! I solved it! I mean, really, you solved it for me, but I copied everything you did!
Got everything, you poor girl.
To press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
Hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system
think I really understood. So I just got password, and everything was 9, and so I had to, oh, okay, fair enough.
It worked! It worked! The incinerator shut down! It worked!
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. But at the same time, what strength I had left disappeared, and I collapsed on the floor. For a while I just lay there, laughing and crying, enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst. I can't quite believe I did that, but I'm so glad. So glad! I feel like my heart is on fire. No, I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane.
Sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay?
Oh, of course, that's fine.
I can't believe that. That's ridiculous. I wiped tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. I knelt over at the corner of the floor. There were 2 bracelets Hongo had left behind.
Now.
Well, Seven and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Are you
Okay?
shut it.
Right, okay, so maybe I don't have a reason to be pissed off. So, what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? Alright, nothing hold me back now. Here goes. Wait.
Incineration will begin 90 seconds.
It doesn't sound like it's stopping. What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again and again. Okay, it's not working there. The alarm's still going off. What the hell's going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the fuck isn't this thing stopping?
Incineration will begin in 60 seconds.
Wait, of course. So that's why 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 8. I should make a note of that. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 8. What is that anyway? 2. What's that? 4, 5, 6, 11, 19, 20. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Snake plus Clover, me, 7 and Lotus. Then door 9. No, that's it. The number on the door isn't 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Holy shit, of course. That's why then we just have to put the right number in the red in.
Incineration will begin in 30 seconds.
Run, guys! Get to the door! Run!
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. We don't have much time.
Quick! Verify your numbers on the red. Verify? Who?
What combination?
All of us! We all need to verify!
Why?
You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it!
Got a point. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Central gate has been opened. Incineration system has been disabled.
But how do you think I feel? No, not this time. Now's the time to be happy. Time to go.
We got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go, go!
And there goes the door. No, can't down. We're not done yet. We've still got to find the dead.
Shit. Looks like we made it, huh?
This guy can sure laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but
Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel, but nothing. We've got 9 seconds. So guys, we hear about a scientific experiment that happened, and the door open standing in front of me was my brother. No. I cried his name, even though my voice was almost gone from screaming. I leapt into his arms. So we had just created like a time, because he totally remembered like them being on fire and stuff. And we were in a timeline where like June was here, and he was like, "Oh, my dead sister." I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him, as far as they would go, just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human being in what seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay here in his arms forever, but I couldn't. The moment I pressed through the door, my bracelet had begun to count down to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door was already closed. I spotted the dead a short distance away. It took me only a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones... the scanner panel... Alright, that was it. I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective who we'd call 7 and 9 years and Snake the blind boy were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
Aoi was right. Time to get moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of the surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling staircase to freedom. Good. I'm getting 7 talking. I'm getting so sick of reading all this.
What's up? That door. The one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital route 8. It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Huh? Why?
Jeez, Lotus, so fucking dumb.
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases.
Bases?
Yeah. What are the 2 numbers in base 2?
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
And how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there.
Oh shit, it was a P.
You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So, what about
Well, this is true.
You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
Base 27?
Yeah.
Well, the numerical digits are the same, so I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16,
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19,
K is 20, L is 21, M is 22.
N is 23, O is 24, P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
Oh, a Q.
Q.
26!
And what does that mean?
Wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q! A fucking lowercase Q!
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27.
What? Every single cell in my body was dying for air. I thought he said he could run upstairs fine. I feel like my lungs are going to burst. Maybe just a short rest. No, can't stop. Don't have time. Come on, legs. There can't be many more of these steps left. Let's run. Run like a bullet down a rifle barrett. Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. Also, right, okay, fair enough. Like, we saved June, right? But she also still, like, had 4 people murdered. Well, okay, 3 people so far murdered. Like, I feel like we're running along a giant coiled... What a weird simile. Jeez, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei. No time to rest. Pull yourself together. You're almost there.
I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're finally here.
Please do.
Sure, you look like a big heavy door. Why is he flirting with the door? But you're the only one thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and the murderess Akane. You're going to open and we're going to open you now. Thank you very much for the subscription, Boyce001. I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Awie's. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. Oh my, oh, okay, we're a canning again. And not only because my brother and I were back together again, thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who'd been kidnapped. Wait, so... did the boat actually sink? Wait, I got a Bob Ross emote. Amazing. So what, did the boat sink and then they were just like 9 years later, okay, let's just bring this boat out of the ocean and just do this all over again?
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue. It's all under this. Well, actually, that would make sense. Yes, finally, air. Very bright sun for 6 AM.
No way.
You've got to be shitting me.
It can't be.
This is...
Oh my god, are we in building Q in Nevada?
This is the building in the Nevada desert.
The mock experiment building.
Oh my god. This whole time we were in Building Q.
Wow. Wow. Don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise, huh? Did I hear something fall? Right, our bracelets. I guess I've never really been to a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside of you. Just an electronic chip, like an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with.
Connie.
Figures. Guess I was pretty crazy about that girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. Mate, you've clearly shown everyone that you're psychic. Like, get over yourself. What? No! Don't give me credits there! What? 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 Okay. It's gotta be like, if that's... There's no way a post-credit scene can explain all the questions I have though. I'm sorry, but no. But everyone else saw her. Everyone else interacted with her though. Oh, okay, so she's just the world's strongest telepath.
Are you okay?
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill, looking down at the town that the sun slowly set. Oh, I mean, I guess that makes sense why she kept having a fever. I thought about it for a minute first.
Well, let's see. It looks like
Oh my god, is that why she was having a fever? Because she was on fire?
and then they just kept growing and growing and growing.
What does that even mean?
Jimpy grinned in.
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
And if you think it was a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice to for someone to leave it outside the building. Keys in ignition, gas in the tank, almost like it was a present, you know. Anyway, we jumped in, and now we are screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven. Snake is driving the car. I can't believe we let her drive.
This is so fun.
Well, she's 18.
This is so awesome. Driving is so great when there's nothing around and there's no speed limit.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, alright? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, alright? Suck it up.
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
He doesn't have an international license.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up. And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and June are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks thrown out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
A couple hours after, oh my god, what is this after credit scene? They've been hiding in the bushes in the back when the hills. I'm drenching a can in gasoline. The moment we saw what it was doing, Jumpy ran up to them furious.
What are you doing?
And he jumped on them. I quickly scooped the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Officer, please, you have to come with me.
The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy sprawled on the ground with his face covered in big swelling
Run
lumps.
away after you threw the kitty to me?
He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where his tooth had fallen
Yeah,
out.
I guess I could have.
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester. Remember?
Oh, you mean the bunnies.
Yeah, the bunnies. They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits. I couldn't forgive them for that, so I...
Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get.
Which is probably only more than I do.
Well, I guess I should say Gentaro Hongro. Why did he create the Nonary project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Well, yeah, I guess I
He's
could.
still in the trunk, I assume?
Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. His eyes just looked empty, no emotion. Looks like he'd just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happened to him
Are
anymore.
you listening to us?
Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get this tape off your mouth.
Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
You'd at least look at me when I talk, ma'am.
I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
What is this Dragon Ball level shit? I want the Dragon Balls so I can wish to be taller. Oh, I wish to learn how to manipulate minds so I can see people's faces.
If you want to put it simply, but if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness.
I mean, it is what I said, and now that I've got it, I'm like, this is a monkey's paw right here. Like, I don't want to be that bang on.
So what's your second
Well, somebody's a little
My
nosy.
next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that?
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own. I'd catch up when I finally slipped up. During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave.
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research determined that it was a member of the genus Madrigora, of the family Solanaceae. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Soparin. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly.
Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tate's going back on Hongo.
Here, this is for you.
What's this?
Oh, Mr. Lyle, hello! You've come at the right time.
This is,
We're just
for
getting
you,
incredibly
Doc.
confused.
His name is Junpei.
This is a for you doll. In his pocket and shoved it towards me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn small enough to fit in a pan.
Are you sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so, so that means it's for you, right?
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
What an idiot.
Wait, what? That's... Oh, man. Oh, man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right?
What an idiot.
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
You know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd,
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then?
Okay. So, I wanted to give you this.
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Yes. I, head of tribe. This doll, traditional charm of tribe.
Flippin' racists.
So I give this, it me. So we always together.
Oh, Jumpy.
If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take.
I reached my hand out and picked the doll gently.
Thank you. Thank
Oh.
you so much, Jumpy.
Before I knew it, I was crying.
Oh, Jumpy. I'll never forget you. I promise.
So really, I love you too, Mr. Lyle. I definitely love you more than in June, that's for sure. Okay, I can't even, his tail is now covering the text. Jumpy looked straight into his eyes and just said 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful, I guess this is kind of romantic, right? The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in warm light of the evening, just the two of us, leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. I mean, I guess it is a visual novel. We have to have a romantic ending. To be honest, the biggest mystery so far, I'm concerned, is one that's really important. It had to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator in Gigantic, but she's alive now as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then how do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense. He's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or wait, maybe that's not it at all. There's one other logical explanation. What was it? Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You looked satisfied. No way. He couldn't.
Hey, look! Over there. There's somebody next to the road.
What?
The burning gaze of Nevada's sun pandered down her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there in a shimmering plain was a woman, her arm and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realised who she was. What? What? That was all ice. Or I guess it was just like a canny dressed up. Oh my god, what was that? What was that? No, that's Alice is just a nickname. Her name is All Ice. Did these characters come back in any of the other two? Do we get like an idea of what's going on with these characters? I will watch this ending again. I was discussing this with my brother last night, and I will watch this one again. No, not from that bit.
The hallway goes to the left.
I mean, just tell me if I'll get more information about. I mean, so I assumed the next one was not related. I didn't realize they were all related. Like, hold on. Like, the guy with the grenade patch on his top does not look like Junpei. So okay, so I can't really look at the cover on Steam. All I can really look at is I have a picture of 3 characters from the sequel as a card, and none of them look familiar at all. But I'll accept that. If I'm going to get some more information, that's fine then. That's fine. I just wanted to see this ending again, just cause I wanted to see. Like I assume Ace is the killer in this segment, but wasn't he like dead? Oh, maybe he's just like pretending to be dead here.
Why?
What the hell? What the hell happened? Clover. Nothing.
Hey, what are you doing?
The key. Get me the sun key.
Okay, so no one actually. Okay.
You think we have to get out of here?
Santa, Clover, 3 people. Let me.
Give it to me.
So this ending is still the ending that makes the least amount of sense to me. Okay, as long as the other games will potentially explain this to me. What are you doing, Mr. Lyle? That's fine. I'm gonna Google Virtue's last reward. Okay, well, now I'm even more confused. So... No, that's... That's fine. If the answers are in the sequels, then that's fine. I will play the other ones, because I did enjoy this, so I will play the other ones, but I will break them up with other games. So I think I'll start Pokemon. I was contemplating playing another game if I'd finished this. I didn't realise this ending was going to be as long as this. This is a long ending. But yeah, okay. I feel like from my understanding of that, 7. It mentioned how 7 seems smug, so that sounds. Don't try to eat my pencil, Mr. Lyle. It was quite long. You should totally break it up. Yeah, I could do. I mean, saying that, when I go back to work, I only get to stream like 2 days a week, so I feel that's probably enough of a breakup for it. Like this, I've been off this week, so that's why I've been able to stream like every day, which has been good. But yeah, my holiday ends on Saturday, and I'm back to work, so I could do that. I can see how it feels. We'll try and balance it out, and I'll see. One day Virtue's Last Reward, and one day another game. I mean, potentially. It also all depends, like, because some weeks I might be off, like Saturday or Sunday, which then I'll spend them with Tristan, and potentially might not. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Yeah, no, I feel like my days will be a bit more broken up, and then, like, some days when I'm working, I don't finish till 8 PM, and really I don't want to stream after an 8 PM finish. And then there's like some days I might finish at 3 and I might stream, but I probably wouldn't stream a game like this after doing an 8-hour shift that finishes at 3 PM. 3 PM. That would probably be disastrous. But get Tristan to read some of it. I have been trying to get him onto stream, but he refuses. So hold on, how do we? No. Menu, that's what I want. But yeah, no, so I think tomorrow I'll start Pokemon. He can hide off screen with a microphone, that'd be perfect. Tomorrow I'll start Pokemon, because that was a sub-goal, and we reached the sub-goal. So I'll do Pokemon. And after that, I'll come back to Virtue's Last Reward. Pokemon shouldn't be too... yeah, voice actor. Pokemon shouldn't be too long. It's going to be a Nuzlocke. And I'll either just go for until the Nuzlocke ends, or until I complete it. Which would probably only really be about 2-3 weeks. Which I feel is like a good enough break from doing like a game like this. And then I can come back to Virtue's Last Reward. And then we can try and... We'll see how long that goes. And then like I could even do that and do like 1 day of Pokemon, 1 day of Virtue's Last Reward. See how I feel. What are we gonna do now though? I think just now we are gonna raid. Well, I suppose at some point. Like, I do have a Discord. I don't use it. I did set one up. Which I guess I can post a link. I can post a link there. Like I did set up a Discord. I haven't really advertised it. I'm already like a part of enough Discords as is. That like I already feel slightly overwhelmed by it. But people are more than welcome to come along, and I can use that for advertising my schedule and let people know, especially because when I'm working, like, it's a lot more like erratic than just like, oh, this is going to be every Tuesday or Thursday. It can be like, oh, it'll be Tuesday this week and then Monday the week after, and then like next week I'm going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday. So yeah, who knows how it'll go. We'll figure it out, we'll improvise and we'll go. No, I am glad, Denny, that I could give you that, and like I said, I will be doing the other ones, so feel free to come along for them, or any other game that you feel like popping along. That is also fine. Stop trying to steal, Mr. Lyle, stop trying to steal my stuff, it's rude. You have stolen so many things. Oh dear. Right. What was I going to do? I was going to raid someone, that's what I was going to do. Who is on and wants a raid? I'm gonna get Drul from work soon. I know how you pronounce it, but I'm pronouncing it as Drul. That's better. Enjoy your evening. Oh, yep. So I'll be starting Pokemon tomorrow, and then feel free to pop along for that. And then I'll figure out a schedule as I go. And I think we will. You know what, let's go a little bit more retro. And we'll raid Manfrank, because he's playing Battletoads apparently. So, And I will catch you guys, whoever wants to come along to tomorrow's one, and next week, and stuff. Bye!